Expect the unexpected. This is the message for today. This is the topic of this is the topic that I want to talk about today. Expect the unexpected. What do I mean when I say expect the unexpected? There are so many times in our lives that we go through just regular day-to-day life, and something unexpected happens. For example, let's say you're going to a grocery store and there's something you really want, and you don't think about it, you buy it, you pick it up, and you're checking out, and the cashier says that, wow, you get one more because there's a deal on this particular thing. And this is something like you really kind of wanted. Maybe it's just your favorite lotion or your favorite perfume or something, and then there's a deal on it. You buy one, you get a mini free, or you get buy one get one free, something like that. You don't see it at the time of buying, but when you're checking out and you get the deal, and it kind of makes you feel so happy. I didn't expect this. Wow, this is something I wanted, and look, for this price I get one more, and you feel so happy about it. You go home and you're ecstatic for a while, but life goes on. There are many such incidences that we experience on a day-to-day life, or maybe not day to day, but like maybe more often than we can count. But this message, expect the unexpected, is a little expect the unexpected. Why do I say that? Because when I was thinking about this, what is this extraordinary, unexpected gift that is about to come in your life? So I had something else that was repeating in my mind. And it is, so when I paint, I listen to a lot of songs. But this song was playing in my head non-stop. And I'm not talking about a few days or a few weeks. This has been playing in my head for months now. This is Gangster's Paradise. And just the first part of the song was constantly playing in my head. As I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I look at life and realize there's nothing left. And these lyrics were just going on and on. And I thought this is so true for most of us. All of us, especially at any given moment, most of us go through so much, so many trials in life. And some of them are so harsh, some of them are so challenging, some of them really make you feel that you're walking through the valley of the shadow of death. And I thought about that, and I realized, yes, the lyrics are apt. It is called the valley of the shadow of death because the shadow has to die for the light to shine, for you to see the light, for you to walk towards the light, for everything that you can think about the light, the shadow part of you has to die. And I said, okay, let me analyze this message a little bit more, the lyrics of this song a little bit more. And I thought of visually. I think everything visually. That's how I make sense of it all. So imagine you're walking on a path of life, of and this is not a path of a phase of your life. This is from the beginning till wherever you're going, wherever you are at right now. And there is a certain calling within you. There is a certain feeling within you. There is a um, certain emotion, a certain want, a certain longing within you, where you don't know what it is. You don't know because that's your soul's memory. It's come over here, and the entire process of walking through life is for us to remember what it is, what is that memory that we came with, because that memory has a certain code that we are meant to fulfill before we leave. So that is the pull that the soul is constantly trying to give you messages. The soul is constantly trying to redirect you, or sabotage some of your thoughts, some of your actions, because there is a reason. It knows what it's doing. It's up to us whether we connect with it, whether we listen to it and do what is necessary, or ignore it completely and just go through life. And on this path, you are walking on this path right from the time that you're born, and there is a certain, you have a destination, but you don't know what this destination is. So you go through life. I'm talking about someone who has decided, I will walk on this path where I want to be in sync with my soul's journey, purpose, without knowing that you are fulfilling your soul's purpose, if that makes any sense. Because you're just constantly listening. You're more often listening to your gut and doing the things that feel instinctively right than ignoring that instinct. Sometimes you ignore, we all ignore, but most of the times you go with what you feel is that you're doing the right thing for yourself, and you're on this path and you walk, and sometimes there is a diversion. You are diverted, you go through a detour, you're diverted, and the diversion is not the easiest diversion. It's horrible, it's messy, it's filled with pebbles, rocks, maybe potholes, and you can barely see because there isn't enough light, and you had to take this diversion because there's no, the path that you're on, you don't see, it's a dead end. So you have to divert yourself, damn, it's a long, this is going to take longer, this is, but I have no choice. So I have a choice, but this is the choice I've made. I've taken this other path. I'm not happy about it. You walk on this path and you walk for a long time on this path, through the potholes, through, your shoes are dirty, there's mud, there's muck, there is, you're tired, your knees hurt, it's just, and you're thinking, I didn't sign up for this, man. I didn't sign up for this. But yet you have to walk on that path. And while you're walking on that path, there are other diversions. So you think, if I take this diversion, I will reach wherever it is that I want to reach, because I know where I'm going to reach is going to give me a certain sense of fulfillment that I cannot describe. I cannot put my finger to it, but I know it's there. So I'm walking towards it. You continue walking through your million other detours in life that just come along the path. And the first detour that you took was frustrating. I didn't sign up for this. But as you keep going and you keep going through the the forks in the road and things like that, you get used to it. And while you're used to it, that is when you realize all the shadows that come up, all all the layers you start to uncover, so that you can connect with your soul one on one. And by doing that, you are slowly bringing out the memory that your soul has come with. And then throughout the path, you realize, wow, okay, this feels aligned. Because the minute you feel good about something, you feel, wow, I'm aligned. I don't know, something about this feels good. I'm doing this along the path. I've met so many people. You'll meet a lot of people around, while you're on this path, because you're taking if you're on a path and you're taking a lot of diversions and detours, there are other people also who are on their own paths, and then somehow your paths collide. Your companionship might be for a while, and then you part ways. Then you meet other people, and some bonds form, and you walk for a long time with a group of people, a particular person, however it is, and then you're with that person, and the path seems not as not as troublesome as you first thought when you took the diversion, because now you have someone with you, or some people with you. You make friends, you make the best of friends along this path. You meet someone special, and you're with that special person, maybe forever, maybe till you reach your destination, maybe for a short while, because you learn something from this person. The friends, or whoever, this group of people that you connect with, you learn a lot of things from them. You learn, and while learning, your memory comes up more and more, and you realize, you take a sigh of breath. Okay, this is what it is. When you take a sigh of breath, that's one lesson learned. And then you go ahead on this path, and then you take another sigh. That's one more lesson learned. And you take a lot of these breaths, and you realize you have learned so many lessons. while you were redirected or diverted, or whatever it is you thought frustrated you in the beginning. But this redirection, although a long path, a long way, makes you realize I have I wouldn't have done it any other way. And I'm so grateful today that I have walked on this path, because today my steps are lighter, my shoulders are lighter, there's a better smile on my face, my smile is reaching my eyes, and it's not been so bad. It has, but I walked through it. So clearly, I have some amount of strength in my legs to walk through all of this. And if I didn't have that strength, I don't think I would be put on this path. I would have been put on another path or a different detour or whatever it is. Long, that's fine. Long is not the end, as long as you're moving forward. But throughout this entire thing, what you don't realize it, wherever your destination is, wherever it is the longing is for you to be, to feel that you are at home. When your soul feels it's at home, it could be, for home could be different for you, it's different for me. For you, home could be being with your closest people, being with your loved ones, being in a place, being in a land, being doing something that you really want to do. Maybe it's fulfilling your purpose, whatever it is. But you know what it is, you will feel. When you feel that you're doing something, or you are at a particular place, or you're with some people, you'll feel that I have reached home. I am home. I feel so good. It feels like home. So wherever that home is, while you were on this detour, this long detour, learning your lessons, going through your shadow deaths, learning more lessons, going through some more shadow deaths. And the entire process was so long, maybe all this way you took a big circle to reach your home. You didn't realize that entire journey that you walked on, your home was being prepared by whoever it is that you believe in, the light, the source, the divine. So they were busy doing something, preparing the foundation for you, because they saw you are doing what needs to be done. You are doing what needs to be done. You're doing what needs to be done for yourself, not for anybody else around, but for yourself. You're learning your lessons. You're bringing up your shadows. You're facing them. You are making peace with it all. So they said every step, every stage, every milestone, you did what was necessary. And with each milestone, your foundation was being laid. Maybe it is, other than the foundation, maybe your entire mansion was being made. And then suddenly, without you realizing, you have finished this entire journey, and you have reached, without knowing that you've reached home. And then you see, wow, this is better than what I thought I will experience in my life. Wow, this is better than what I expected. How did this happen? I could never imagine in my life that it'll turn out this way. I couldn't even, in my wildest dreams, think that something like this will happen, or this is this is for me, or I will experience this, or I will receive this as a gift. Because you also, besides learning all your lessons, you learn to overthink. Overthinking became your middle name. Excellent, well done. And in the process of overthinking, you went through so many scenarios in your head. You found a million solutions to all the scenarios that you invented, overthought about it, found the solutions, thought of the worst case scenarios, very rarely thought of the best case scenarios, because that's not what overthinking people do. When you choose overthinking to be your middle name, we don't do that. We have to think of the worst case scenarios, because just because it makes us feel good, whatever. So your overthinking didn't work out for you, because suddenly you see, I never thought of this. Your overthinking did not have the capacity to think of this scenario. And there it is. You have walked through the valley of the shadow of death, and you have reached home. Because as you walked through the valley of the shadow of death, you feared no evil. You know that I don't know so much about the holy books, but That saying, I don't know, I'm not getting it, but as I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I fear no evil. Thy staff, thy staff, thy rod, they comfort me. Something like that. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But throughout walking through that valley of the shadow of death, not not for a second did you fear. There was no fear of the evil, because somewhere, subconsciously, consciously, unconsciously, whatever you were learning your lessons, your soul was not afraid, because your soul was walking with the light, with the divine, with the source, whoever it is that you believe in. So the soul was not afraid of the evil. The soul knew that thy staff, thy rod, they comfort me. And this is that rod that made you successfully navigate all your life lessons, all that you went through, all your trials and tribulations and trauma, everything that you have gone through so far in life. You are about to reach your home, whatever your soul thinks is your home, or whatever you think is your home, and it is going to come in the most unexpected way. So, what I'm trying to say is expect the unexpected, because you have walked through the valley of the shadow of the death. And while doing that, somewhere you realize deep within your soul, or maybe your soul's memory has come up to the surface to yourself, seeing everything, experiencing everything, putting a value to everything, devaluing what needed to be devalued. You somewhere felt the, the lyrics from the song, why are we so blind to see the ones we hurt are you and me? So somewhere you learned that also, and you realized once you're at home, you have taken this lesson of this entire thing called life, and you realize that maybe if there is something I can do to help whoever it is that I meet here on out, whoever it is you are going to meet here on out, maybe you can help, or just help or enlighten people in making them realize why are we hurting the ones that we love? Why are we so blind to see the ones we hurt are you and me? So, somewhere you figure that out in life. And this is where you are. Expect the unexpected. I am really proud of you. It has been one long journey for you, whoever it is you're watching this video. One long journey. Get ready to expect the unexpected.